lateness, but we were tied up in some discussions. At this time, we're going to return to open session from our board meeting. Jennifer, would you please call the roll?
Here.
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 Here. Here. Very good. Trustee Diaz, would you lead us in the salute? Yep.
I do pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, trustee. Board did meet in closed session today, but there are no reportable actions to bring to the public at this time. With that, we will go into public comments. At this time, the public may address the Board of Trustees on any matter on the closed session agenda. Closed session agenda or an open session. Anyway, each speaker will be allowed a maximum of 5 minutes per topic. 20 minutes shall be the maximum time allotment for public speakers at any one subject, regardless of the number of speakers at any one board meeting. At the discretion of the majority of the board, these times may be extended. Each person who addresses the board must first be recognized by the presiding officer. Comments must be addressed to the board as a whole and not to individual members or district employees. The board and staff are not obligated to comment on or respond to or address comments by the public. The opening of the meeting, names and agenda items were taken for public comments. If there are any additional members of the public who wish to make a public comments, please state your name, the item that you would like to address. Is there anyone, we have no names or item or people submitted. Is there anyone from the public who would wish to address the board? Seeing none, we are going to move to item 6 on the agenda. Preliminary items, Chief Information Systems Officer, CISOA Award presentation. Chancellor.
Trustee Corkins, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I think we hear a lot about enrollment fraud, particularly in the California community college system. And today, it's my honor and my pleasure to talk about the team throughout the Kern Community College District that has worked tirelessly and relentlessly for the past few years to reduce the instances of fraud. And so the Chief Information Systems Officer Association actually bestowed an award upon this group for their work. And I'd like to call the district's Chief Information Officer, Vice Chancellor Dave Barnett, to the table to explain a little bit more. We have a representative from CCD here as well. Vice Chancellor Barnett.
Thank you. And good afternoon. I'm proud to share that the KCCD fraud team, a team of more than 30 individuals from departments across the district, was recently recognized with the CCD Technology Excellence Award for our collective efforts to combat student fraud. The award reflects the power of true district-wide cross-departmental collaboration. IT could not have built the infrastructure and automation without our institutional research team developing the AI model. But the institutional research team could not have built the model without our admissions and records, financial aid, and faculty who had spent multiple semesters manually identifying, reviewing, and flagging fraud in Banner. That painstaking work gave us the data we needed to train the model. One person I want to specifically recognize is Sean Nickel from our IR team. He wasn't able to be here today, but his work in building and refining the model was critical. The team's efforts helped prevent thousands of fraudulent students from taking up resources that were meant for real students, preserving funding, access, and support for those truly pursuing their education. This also wouldn't have been possible without the foresight of our leadership. Several years ago, KCCD partnered with AWS for an AI pilot that gave us hands-on experience with emerging tools. That early investment paid off by giving us the skills, infrastructure, and confidence to respond quickly when fraud escalated. This was not just a tech project, it was a district-wide response. And it only worked because we had people in every corner of the organization working together, sharing information, validating results, and putting students first. I'm grateful every day to work alongside people who care this much and are willing to step up when it matters. Now like to introduce Rupa Saran, President of CISWA.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Chancellor Bloomberg, Board President Corkins, and the member of the Board of Trustees. Like Dave said, my name is Rupa Saran, and I'm the President for Chief Information Systems Officers Association, CISOA. And thank you so much for this opportunity to present our Technology Excellence Award during today's meeting here, recognizing the outstanding work of your fraud team. The CISOA Technology Excellence Award is presented to an institution that has demonstrated excellence in the innovative or transformative use of technology, resulting in a sustainable impact over time that improves district and/or college operations. Recipients must have demonstrated evidence of foresight in the utilization of technology to solve a problem or enhance a process or program that results in a positive impact for the institution. The work must foster collaboration and teamwork across the institution to reach a common goal. Like Dave has mentioned, and Chancellor Bloomberg, you have mentioned, Coast, that's my district. KCCD district has done an excellent job. The fraud team did a wonderful job. So it is my honor and pleasure to present this award here in front of all of you.
Take a picture.
Now.
Have a lot in that truck. How are you?
And but it said it's 100,000 of the head of the state. That was like a team of leader. So Dave, all this time I thought, oh, 2 or 3 of you were sitting in a dark room doing this. I had no idea so many people were involved. Oh, my gosh. Congratulations. And you saved us hundreds of thousands of dollars. We knew what you were doing. Todd was leading us and walking us through. Todd, I was giving you all credit. I thought you were just sitting alone out in your car doing it.
Secrets out.
It was, you were just the front man. So, well, thank you very much, because we really appreciate it. We do need, Trustee Meek just conveyed to me, we do need to put this out publicly that people understand it for 2 reasons. 1, not only the good work you've done, but 2, so people that see that you're not going to get away with it at Kern Community College District. We really appreciate it. Thank you again. Very good. We'll move to item B, seating of the 2025-26 student board member, Cindy Seha, student at Bakersfield College.
Trustee Corkins, thank you all. Ask student trustee Cindy Seha Miranda to join me at the front of the room. So it's my honor and my distinct pleasure to have introduced to welcome our student trustee back and enrollment morning with the box. A couple comments about Cindy's work as student trustee. He said one, he and I meet regularly. She really represents the student box. They're deeply passionate. I enjoy so much our conversation and great work that she does, not only with Baker, but also like the she's a true student representative, meaning that she's student trustee, not just for Bakersfield College, but every student throughout almost 27,000 square miles. So from my office, we that just means that the bar is now really high. So for next year, we'll talk about, I know all the great. But on behalf of the students, I just want to thank you. An example of what students do. Only that in the people now. Raise your right hand. You got for me. I, Cindy Miranda, solemnly affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States, Constitution of the State of California, against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duty on which I'm about to enter. Congratulations. You don't have to worry about it.
Very good. Cindy, congratulations. Or condolences, whichever it may be. We're going to move to item 6C, excuse me.
Oh, I was
Go
just
ahead.
gonna add one thing. I just wanted to applaud Cindy for her interest in taking this position on for another term. And I had the privilege of introducing her and one of her colleagues at the Sterling Silver Dinner around to folks at the dinner. And I just want to take this opportunity to encourage all of us in the room that if we see this young leader out and about, that we take that initiative to help introduce her around and continue to understand that she is eager to get involved and to make connections and to network on behalf of the work she's doing for us. And so I just wanted to give that shout out to you to say that, you know, she expressed an interest in me. And I think that that would be something we can all do to help support the work she's doing to support our mission.
Very good, thank you. Okay, we will move to item 6C, approval consent items, business services other than construction, agenda items 9A through 9D. Business services construction, agenda items 11A through 11DD. Educational services, agenda items 13A through 13C. And human resources, agenda items 16A through 16B. Chair would entertain a motion. Motion. Have a motion?
Second.
Have a second. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Moving to item D, approval of the regular meeting minutes of May 15, 2025. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion. And a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item E is correspondence to the board. Chancellor.
Trustee Corkins, there has been no correspondence to the Board of Trustees.
Very good. Item F is second reading and adoption of the proposed revisions to the Kern Community College District Board Policy sections of Chapter 7, Human Resources. Is there a motion? A motion. Second,
Second.
any discussion on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Very good. Item G. We're filling a vacancy for Kern Community College District Board of Trustee Representative to the Bakersfield College Foundation Board. This time I have received one nominee and numerous support of that nominee, Nan Gomez Heitzberg. Is there a motion to nominate trustee Heitzberg?
There I would like.
Very good. Is there a second? Second, any discussion? You don't want to back out. Right?
I think that ship
Just check.
sailed.
Don't need roll call, do I? Good. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, Nan, thank you very much. Appreciate you stepping up for that. Okay, we're gonna move to item 7, what we're all here about. Presentation of the Kern Community College District proposed tentative 25-26 budget. Chancellor.
Trustee Corkins, thank you. As the Board Finance and Audit Committee learned earlier this month, we're now ready to share information with the board about the preliminary budget. We will remind you that this is the tentative, that we will be coming back later on in the early fall to approve the final budget. So we'll be sharing the information with you. Trustee Corkins, members of the board, I'd like to turn the floor over to Chief Financial Officer Melissa Thorne.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Chancellor Bloomberg, President Corkins, and trustees. It's my pleasure to present to you today the tentative budget for 25-26. We will begin by looking at the governor's budget of 25-26, the May revise that was published. The May revise indicates an overall state budget will be slightly lower than what was proposed in January, but still higher than the 24-25 current enacted budget. We will see an increase by 8% to 321.9 billion, with a projected budget deficit of about 12 billion throughout the state. General fund spending is expected to increase by about 15 billion, which is 7%, raising to 226.4 billion. In comparison, the overall funding will remain essentially flat throughout the state and for community colleges between the May revise and the January proposed. And the budget proposal for the California community colleges reflects a significant focus on maintaining stability and taking steps towards implementation of the master plan for career education. This slide is a graph of showing the comparison for the current fiscal year and the January proposed and the May revise, and further indicating how, although we will see a slight dip in the proposed for May revise, it is essentially holding consistent. With regards to Proposition 98 and apportionment for the California community colleges, there is a proposed cost of living adjustment anticipated of 2.3%. In the base apportionments, including certain categorical programs, and that is a decrease from the proposed 2.43 in January. Growth of FTES is anticipated to be fully funded at 2.35%, which is a substantial commitment and an increase from the initial proposal of 0.5% in January. We will see a reduction of funding for the Common Cloud Data Platform, eTranscript California, Credit for Prior Learning, and Career Passport Development. The May revise proposes 210.1 million to fully fund the student-centered funding formula for 24-25. That's our current fiscal year. And 104.7 million of the ongoing base adjustment to fully fund the student-centered funding formula in 25-26. 59 million from Proposition 98 Rainy Day Fund, which is the reserves for the Proposition 98, will be utilized to fully support and fund costs for 24-25 in the SCFF. Furthermore, in relation to Proposition 98 and apportionment, the May revise provides 311 million in one-time support towards shoring up and fulfilling the commitment to the 24-25 deferral repayment. It does propose additional deferments in the years to come, initially deferring 531.6 million for SCFF for fiscal years 25-26 to be received in 26-27. Essentially, that is primarily related to May and June of 2026 that will be received the next fiscal year.
The revised budget proposal does make a substantial change to the Proposition 98 split. The recalibration of traditional kindergarten expansion fund to further support funding for TK impacts community college funding in the amount of 492 million, of which 230 million is ongoing. Despite the proposed changes to the Proposition 98 split, projections do indicate that Kern Community College District will continue to see incremental increases in funding. This slide reiterates the cost of living adjustment for the significant Kern Community College District categorical programs. The average is 2.3%, which is slightly lower than the 2.43 that was initially proposed in January. However, it is larger than the 1.07 provided in the current fiscal year. The summary below is the 8 most substantial categorical programs throughout Kern Community College District and the specific cost of living increase for those programs. As it relates to capital outlay, the governor's proposal has held true in the commitment to including the 68.5 million in capital outlay funding that was approved and supported through Proposition 51 and Proposition 2. And it is slightly less than the proposed in the January governor's budget. However, it is still considerably more than the 29 million provided in the current fiscal year. The funding is to support the construction phase for one project and the preliminary plans and work drawings of 29 additional projects listed. Specifically for Kern Community College District is the Bakersfield College Center for Student Success project that will be supported in fiscal year 25-26. The total cost of that implementation and initial phase will be 3.8 million. 69,000, and the state proportion that will be supported is that will be half, which is 1,934,000, and the remaining will be matched by the college. This slide shows the progression and the trend that we anticipate with CalSTRS and CalPERS. CalSTRS will remain the same. It is holding steady at 19.10%. And for the first time in a while, we will see a slight dip in CalPERS. So we anticipate a slight decrease of 0.24%. And the difference between this fiscal year of 27.05 will slightly decrease to 26.81. I included a new slide this year for reflection of the student-centered funding formula. This is our current FTES full-time equivalent students for 24-25. And this is in comparison to the P1 apportionment. And this is what is utilized to establish the adopted allocation of our revenues that is used in support of our colleges throughout the district. And this provides a summary and a look at how we are trending and the continued growth for our colleges with regards to the student support that our colleges are providing. So as we can see, the colleges are continuously increasing, and there is a steady increase in the SCFF and the support that the colleges are providing to the communities. That brings us to the internal allocation specific as we anticipate for the tentative. What we currently saw as we were awaiting the May revise, and we eagerly anticipate the final adopted budget by the state. We have a tentative allocation proposed of $249,371,289 for the SCFF. And then the additional revenues to be allocated in support of the district is $265,416,477. After the bottom portion of this table of the district office budget and the chargebacks reflects the summary per college, and we see 158.8 million for Bakersfield College, 33.1 million for Saracoso, Porterville College, 30.3 million, And then we have the district office budget, which is anticipated at 51.5 million with district-wide reserves to be utilized in the amount of 8.5 million. Here is a 25-26 general fund budget summary. This slide reflects the general funding and the contract education. And the beginning balance for the adopted budget of 24-25 was 145,268,690. And what we anticipate for 25-26 tentative budget is a slight increase for the beginning balance. So we will add some additional monies at year end, bringing that up to a beginning balance for fiscal year 25-26 is projected at $148,819,905. Total revenues are broken out, and I will bring our attention to the 25-26 for sake of time. And what we anticipate seeing for total revenues as a district is $280,328,802. And that is an increase of $21,613,768. Overall, total expenditures and other outgo that we anticipate is an amount of $302,669,926. And the bottom of that slide shows you the projected change in fund balance and reserves. And what we anticipate the percentage of change being is the 26.38%. This next slide is an extension of the previous and the 25-26 general fund unrestricted fund balance. Again, this reflects the beginning balance, the anticipated ending balance, and then the net change. Again, reiterating, we anticipate coming into 25-26 a beginning balance of 148.8 million with an ending balance anticipated of 126,472,780. And the net change will be a difference of 22,347,125. The total unrestricted fund balance, again, is just restated at the bottom of that. And what we see is a projected unrestricted ending fund balance for fiscal year 25-26 is 126.4 million, which equates to approximately 19.14%. That is broken out by unallocated district-wide of 57.3 million and the colleges combined of 62.1 million. In addition to the tentative budget, we add the compliance test. And so this is the compliance test and summation of what our attributes are and where we are at with regards to the goals versus the projected. So general unrestricted fund balance for salaries and benefits, the goal was that it be less than 80%. Currently projected is 74.11. Unallocated district-wide reserves, and this is excluding the college reserves. Our goal is to hold steady at 20%. And despite the tentative allocation having a projection of 19.14%, we are already seeing that trend will increase and we will be over the projected goal of 20% by adopted. It's a timing variance that's bringing that number down as we are reflecting the 8.5 million in support of the district. Full-time faculty obligation for the FON, our goal is 484.8 and projected currently is 521 in support of faculty. In conclusion, the potential threats that we are watching as far as the trends that will substantially impact community college funding is the changes to the Proposition 98 TK through 14 split, the federal education policies and reduction in programs that we are currently seeing at the federal level, and then the outstanding legal matters for part-time faculty. And additionally, not noted here is the Los Angeles fires, but we do anticipate seeing some changes. The governor has committed to supporting that, but we are still watching that for the final adopted budget. Economic spending and earnings could have a future negative impact on state revenues and therefore the amounts available for community colleges. Despite trends of an anticipation of increase in revenues, we are still seeing that shortfall, which is attributing to the initial 12 billion shortfall throughout the state. And that concludes my presentation. Is there any question?
Questions? Yes.
Do we know what programs the Proposition 98 TK is going to affect across the community colleges in California?
That is our general allocation through
Oh.
apportionment, so it's not specifically tied to a specific program. So that shouldn't have an impact. It's the overall, for Kern Community College District. Our portion of that is a little less than 2%.
Mm.
So if that does pass, as we anticipate, then that will have a potential one-time impact of 9 million as a total, with approximate, about a 50-50 split. About 6 million of that would be one-time impact to Kern Community College District. And then the 4 million would be ongoing year over year. The positive progression of the full funding for the SCFF and the governor's commitment to growth should be an offset. So we should not see a substantial impact or a reduction of funding for Kern Community College District as a result of that.
Thank you.
Other questions? Comments? Finance Committee did meet, and I know they will make some comments when we get to the motion 17A to approve the budget. Melissa, thank you. And that was very thorough, very good.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to item 8. Business Services Approval, 8A. Adoption of the Kern Community College District tentative budget for 2025-2026 and approval of California Community College GAN limit calculation setting the district's appropriation limit fiscal year 2025-26 as required by Article 13B of the Constitution, Chapter 1205, Statutes of 1980 as recommended Business Services Agreement. Trustee Meek.
Yes, the Finance and Audit Committee met on June 3rd and Chief Financial Officer presented the tentative budget. It was reviewed and supported.
I have a motion to approve the tentative budget. Is there a second? Okay. Have a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'd also like to, it was an excellent presentation. Some of it was a little bit different than what we've seen before, and different is,
Yes.
but it was just really excellent and it presented well, and our three feeble minds understood it well.
Very good.
Thank you, Trustee Meek.
Move to item B, 8B, approval of resolution, of the Board of Trustees, of Kern Community College District authorizing the issuance of Kern Community College District 2025A general obligation school facilities improvement district SFID bonds, Kern, Mono, San Bernardino, Tulare, and Inyo County, California's action related thereto. This is a roll call vote. Once I have a motion and a second.
So moved.
A motion,
Second.
a second. Jennifer?
Yes.
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 Yes. Thank you. Item 8C, authorization of Chief Financial Officer to approve a software and service agreement between the Kern Community College District, the CDW-G LLC. This agreement will be effective from July 1, 25 through June 30, 26, with a total cost of $190,805.80 to be paid by GU001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Have a motion. Have a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Item D, authorization for the Chief Financial Officer to approve a software subscription agreement between the Kern Community College District and SHI International Corporation. The agreement will be effective from July 1, 25 through June 30, 28. The cost to the district with the cost of $150,142.98 to be paid by GU001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion?
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Item E, authorization of the chief financial officer to approve a software and support services agreement between the Kern Community College District and SHI International Corp. This agreement will be effective from January 1, 2025 through June 30, 2026, with a total cost of $325,000 to be paid from GU 001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
A motion. A second, any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item F, authorization of chief financial officer to approve a software subscription between the Kern Community College District and SHI International Corp. The agreement will be effective from July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2027, with a total cost $419,888.48 to be paid from GU 001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Or a motion?
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item G, authorization of chief financial officer to approve software subscription between the Kern Community College District and SHI International Corp. This agreement will be effective from July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2026. The total cost of $204,850.20 will be paid from GU 001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion? The motion.
Second.
Second. Any discussion?
Just have a question.
Yeah, go
Can
ahead.
somebody explain? I don't have a problem with it, but why we broke up those three things with the same company?
Do not know, Melissa. We have four things that we grabbed for SHI.
They're different contracts providing different services, and because they're unique and different, I can call upon Mr. Barnett
Go
if
ahead.
if you have additional things, but from my perspective, it's because from the contracts and purchasing side of things, because they're offering unique and specific services, each of those contracts are called out separately. Vice Chancellor Barnett?
Yeah, and that is correct. So like one of them was CrowdStrike, one of them is Splunk. They're
Oh.
different security applications, all purchased through the same vendor.
Okay. You gotta like us. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. Item H is authorization of the chief financial officer to approve a software subscription between the Kern Community College District and AMS.net LLC, DBA Management Impact Solutions. The agreement will be effective from July 1, 2026 through 2025 through July 25th, 2028, with a total cost of the district of $275,542.20 to be paid from GU 001 unrestricted funds. Roll call vote is required here. Is there a motion? I have a motion. And a second. Jennifer, would you call the roll?
Yes.
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 Yes. Thank you. Item I, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into an independent contractor agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Portable College and Dr. Carlos Gallen. Dr. Gallen will provide external evaluation, Portable College Title V PASO grant as required by the United States Department of Education's grant terms. Cost of the agreement is $220,000 to be paid from RP 325 funds under Title V. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
A motion.
Second.
A second, any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Item J, authorization for the chief financial officer to execute a services and software license agreement between the Kern Community College District and SHI International Corp. To renew VMware licensing and technical support. The term of the agreement is from July 1825 through July 1728. Cost of the district is not to exceed $241,140.48 to be paid from GU 001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion?
So moved.
A motion. Have a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item K, authorization for the chief financial officer to execute a software subscription agreement between Kern Community College District and Modern Campus USA, Inc. to efficiently manage our websites, enhance digital communication, and support student engagement. Term of the agreement is from July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2028. The cost to the district is not to exceed $166,452 to be paid from GU 001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion? Have a motion.
Second.
A second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item L. Authorization of the chief financial officer to execute a software license and service agreement in the Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College, Saracosa College, and Portal College, and Divisions LLC to implement a new reporting and data analysis tool. Term of the agreement is from July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2028. Cost of the district is not to exceed $506,475 to be paid from GU 001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion and a second. Out of curiosity, what is this tool that we're implementing? That we're paying for? The reporting data analysis tool.
Yep, so this is a new reporting tool. So we've used Cognos for our reporting for several years. But our Cognos license is going kind of end of life, so we need a new software to replace that software.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item M, authorization for the chief financial officer to execute a license service agreement between the Kern Community College District and Team Dynamics Solution LLC to implement a new help desk software program platform. Term of the agreement is from July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2028. Cost of the district to the district is not to exceed $200,090.35 to be paid from GU 001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item N, authorization of the chief financial officer to execute a participation agreement between the Kern Community College District and Foothill De Anza Community College District to support the California Community College Chancellor's Office Digital Center for Innovation, Transformation, and Equity. Term of the agreement is from June 12, 2025 through June 11, 2028. Cost of the district is not to exceed $750,000 to be paid from GU 001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
And a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. Item 9 was consent, so we're going to move to item 10, business services approval. Authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a construction agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College and Ken W. Smith Construction, Inc. for the Bakersfield College baseball dugout replacement project. Term is from June 12, 2025 through August 15, 2025. Cost of the district is not to exceed $530,904 to be paid from BC 102 Local Capital Outlay Fund. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Have a motion. Have a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item B, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a construction agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College and Optimus Construction and Painting, Inc. for the Bakersfield College SMSR 2022-2023 wall and floor covering replacement library project. Term is from June 16, 2025 through August 15, 2025. The cost of the district is not to exceed $831,000 paid from CD 100 state scheduled maintenance funds. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item C, authorization of the chief financial officer to enter into a construction agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College and Mesa Energy Systems, Inc., DBA MCore Services, Mesa Energy, for the Bakersfield College SMSR 2022-2023 air handler replacement forums project. Term is from June 12, 2025 through January 8, 2026. Cost of the district is not to exceed $369,018 to be paid from CD 100 state scheduled maintenance funds. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Have a motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor of the motion, any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item D, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a construction agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College and Mesa Energy Systems, Inc. EBA MCOR Services Mesa Energy for the Bakersfield College SMSR 2022-2023 Allied Health Chiller Replacement Project. The term is from June 12, 25 through January 8, 26. Cost of the district is not to exceed $384,864 to be paid from CD 100 state scheduled maintenance funds. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item E. Authorization for the chief financial officer to execute a work authorization between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College and Teeter Inc. for the Bakersfield College Center for Student Success Project. Term is per the master agreement. Cost of the district is not to exceed $3,640,000 to be paid from MJ 100 local capital outlay funds. Is there a motion? A motion.
Second.
The second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Item F. Authorization for the chief financial officer to execute a purchase contract between Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College and Williams Scotsman Inc. for the Bakersfield College Swing Space Modular Purchase Project. The term is from June 12, 25 through July 12, 25. Cost of the district is not to exceed $868,165 to be paid from BC 102 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Have a motion. A second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item G, authorization with the chancellor to submit 2027-2031 5-year construction plan. Projected cost of the project is $485,189,971, of which $120,209,871 is projected to be paid from state capital outlay funds. $364,980,100 is projected to be paid from local capital outlay funds. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
The motion.
Second.
Have a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Okay, item 11 was business services consent. Item 12, educational services approval. 12A, approval of the attached curriculum reports of courses, programs, certificates, and new community college, community service education course offerings. As part of the district's curriculum for Bakersfield College, Saracosa Community College, and Portable College. Is there a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion. I have a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item B, approval of the Kern Community College District Strategic Plan 2025-2030 titled Future Forward with Alignment of the College's Strategic Plans and State Board of Governors Vision 2030. Is there a motion? I have a motion. I have a second.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item C, approval of the Saracosa Community College 2025-2030 strategic plan. Is there a motion? I have a motion.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item D, approval of the Portable College strategic plan for 2025-2030. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
A motion? Have a second, any discussion? All in favor? Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if I missed it last meeting or not, but is there a reason why the Bakersfield College strategic plan isn't on here?
Bakersfield College strategic plan will be on the June 6th board agenda, so we delayed that until the final board.
Thank you.
You didn't think we were closing it or something?
No, I was just like, where's?
I'm just kidding. No, you're- Good question, though. Very good. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Very good. Item E, approval of the out-of-state travel for Bakersfield College students to participate in the College National Finals Rodeo. The radio team at Bakersfield College, a student organization, has 4 athletes who have qualified to compete at the College National Finals Rodeo June 12th, 25 in Casper, Wyoming. Expenses will be paid from the rodeo team's BC club account and with BC Foundation 2406.5 thousand.
So moved.
Have a
Second.
motion, have a second. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item F, authorization of the chief financial officer to enter into a grant agreement between the state of California Department of Health, Kern Community College District on behalf of Saracosta Community College. The term is from July 1, 2025 through August 31, 2027. The amount is $500,000 to be deposited into designated categorical funds. Is there a motion? Have a motion.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item G, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into an educational agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Porterville Community College and the State of California Department of General Services, Porterville Developmental Center, PDC, with funding to support psychiatric technician program. The term is from July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2026. The amount payable to the district is not to exceed $419,448 to be deposited into a restricted program fund. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Have a motion.
Second.
Have a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item H, authorization of the chief financial officer to enter into a grant renewal agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Porterville College and Umoja Community Education Foundation to enhance the cultural and educational experiences of African American and other students. Term is from June 1, 2025 to September 30, 2027. The amount payable to the district is $180,185 to be deposited into RP 170 restricted grant funds. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Have a motion.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item I, authorization of the chief financial officer to enter into an agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Porterville College and Caption Consulting, Inc. Provide interpreting services to Porterville College DSPS students. The term is from July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2026. Cost to the district is not to exceed $180,000 to be paid from GU 001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion? Have a motion.
Second.
A second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item J, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a renewal agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Porterville College and Workforce Investment Board of Tulare County to provide individual training account ITA voucher payments. The term of the agreement is from July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2029. The amount payable to the district is estimated to be $500,000 deposited into RP 212 restricted program funds. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Have a motion
Second.
and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 13 was educational service consent, so we'll move to item 14, workforce and economic development approval. 14A, authorization for the chief financial officer to declare the items listed by the 21st Century Energy Center as surplus property. The items are no longer required for district purposes and are surplus property per Education Code 81450. The district will dispose of said property donation per Education Code 81452. The items are valued under $750 each. Is there a motion to approve? Have a motion.
Second.
Have a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item B, authorization for the chief financial officer to execute agreements between the Kern Community College District as the Central Mother Lode Regional Consortium CRC fiscal agent and the CRC Local Educational Agency LEAs as subgrantees for the round 7 K-12 Strong Workforce Program grant for pathway coordinators to provide technical assistance regarding regionally aligned economic and workforce development initiatives. Term is from July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2026. The amount payable to the LEAs is $1,120,000 to be paid from RP 677 restricted fund program fund. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor of it? Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Very good. We're going to move to human resources. Recommendation improvement agreement of the. So is there an amendment? Present. So human resources A is approval of the amended employment agreement of Porterville College interim president. The contract, oh, I know what this is, will be effective July 1, 2025 through December 31, 2025. So this is amendment to the existing contract. Correct. It's extending the contract 6 months. What we're looking for, President. Is there a motion to approve? Or second? Second. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, sorry about that, Premier. I had to get my head wrapped around there. Item B, approval of tentative agreements and side letter between the Kern Community College District and California School Employees Association, Chapter 246, 336, 617 for July 1, 2024 to June 30, 2027. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we're back at committee ad hoc reports. Steve Meek, Finance and Audit, 17A.
Most of the report was given, budget. We also looked at district office research.
Question? Student Success Committee report, Trustee Jimenez.
I'm not on that committee.
I can do that.
Okay, what says Jimenez?
Sure. The Student Success Committee met on Wednesday, June 3rd, 2025. The trustees on the committee participated in an overview of the enrollment and student success data included in the district's strategic plan. Key data points covered include enrollment trends, awards conferred, student transfer, first year completion of transfer level math and English, graduate employment, and average units accumulated for associate degrees. Each set of data was disaggregated by college. The data shows some differences in student success at all three colleges, indicating an opportunity to learn from one another and from best practices at other institutions. To further promote work that supports student success, the committee would like to highlight an employee at each college whose work has positive impact on students and their success at the respective colleges, beginning with the next committee meeting in the fall. That last point, I would like to give special thanks to my colleague, Trustee Carter, for elevating that opportunity to recognize and celebrate innovation and initiative by our team.
Thank you, Trustee Scribner. Any questions? Very good. We'll move to item 18, reports. Facility report links were presented in the agenda items to you. Are there any questions? Mr. Reed's here. Yeah, he's back there. No questions. We'll move to faculty reports. Faculty. Classified reports. Management Association, I know you're there.
Don't want to miss an opportunity.
That's okay. I saw you.
President Corkins, trustees, Chancellor Bloomberg, staff and communities. Chad Hauk, President of the Management Association. Our report this month begins with our symposium. You've heard a lot about it over the months as we've led up to it. On May 29th, in the BC Event Center, we had a record number of attendees. 154 of our managers joined us for our 4th annual symposium. The Chancellor was our keynote speaker with a presentation on servant leadership. That was followed by a question and answer session with the Chancellor and the presidents from Saracoso and Porterville. They joined us via video to provide answers to the questions. We had an excellent lunch prepared by the BC Food Service team. We're very thankful for their support. Participants then got to choose between breakout sessions. We had 3 different ones for them to attend. There was a retirement planning that was put on by our district's third-party provider, Schools First Credit Union. There was another one for wellness strategies that was put on by BC's Reggie Bolton. And then we had a dive into CSEA stuff with Victor Crosswaite and Zachary Wharton. We finished up the symposium. We tried something a little different this year. We brought in a legislative update from Mark McDonald. So that went over really well, we think. The initial feedback was that it was one of our best symposiums. So we're very excited about that signature practice that will continue on for next year. The second item in our report is that we're thankful for the continued work on the management compensation adjustment process. Shortly after the symposium, managers received personalized letters from Human Resources to notify us about which grade and step will be placed on starting July 1. This was the final part of phase 2, which aimed to recognize longevity that might have been lost during the phase 1 back in January. As with phase 1 and phase 2, we're grateful for the opportunity that we can have one-on-one meetings with Abe Ali to discuss any concerns after receiving our letters. And we look forward to the final phase of this project in the fall that will look at specific positions and work. We hope to determine a formula for incremental and regular adjustments to the management salary schedule in the future, so we don't end up with the big lump thing ever again like we did in January this year. And then our celebration for this month, our manager of the month. For the month of June 2025, the KCCD Management Association is pleased to recognize Roger Perez as the Kern CCD Management Association Manager of the Month. Roger is the Director of Communications and Community Relations at Porterville College. He's a seasoned professional whose career reflects a deep commitment to the power of storytelling and strategic communication in advancing institutional missions. His extensive background in marketing and advertising helps him in crafting compelling narratives that elevate organizational visibility and foster community engagement. Roger's impact on Porterville College is not only visible through the high caliber marketing materials and professional imagery that represent the campus, but also through the countless behind the scenes efforts that he takes on without hesitation, complaint, or expectation of recognition. As you might be aware, the colleges and district upgraded their websites a little while back, and we're now on the verge of a major upgrade to the student and staff portals on our websites. This has been a multi-year project. I know that Roger has been one of the main administrative constants during one of the constants that has driven this project forward over the last several years. His work with that team is culminating in our digital embodiment on the internet, which is one of the most visible communication tools that our colleges make use of. His work uplifts the image of Porterville College and the rest of the district, inspires those around him, and exemplifies what it means to serve with passion and purpose. Please join me in recognizing Roger Perez as the association's June Manager of the Month. We've started notifying them at least the night before so they could know, so maybe they might tune in. Roger wrote to me within 5 minutes, "Sorry, I'm on vacation." I had to write back and say, you're not supposed to do that on vacation. It's okay. So Roger, if you tuned in, congratulations. He said he might. That concludes the Management Association report for this month, and we will wait till August for our next report. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. College reports.
President Corkins, trustees, Chancellor Bloomberg. You have my report in board docs. I'd like to call everyone's attention to that as it celebrates our graduations and our awards ceremonies, highlighting the many successes of our students. Also, I had the opportunity and the honor of presenting to the Tehachapi Rotary Club last week and talk a lot about our upcoming new campus there in Tehachapi. And that community is really excited about the expansion of programs and services there in Tehachapi. So that was a lot of fun. We had Safe Grad on May 30th. The last few years, they've moved Safe Grad up to the college, and it's been a wonderful partnership, continues to grow. It's an all-night endeavor, and everyone, the college community, as well as the entire community of Ridgecrest, we're really thrilled to have it there at our college. And last but not least, the last section of College Heights Boulevard finished paving yesterday. So that 50-year-old road is now a nice, smooth way up to the college. You're not having to dodge potholes anymore. All they have to do is the striping next week and we're done with that. So super excited to share that.
For the rattlesnakes.
I can't
side
speak
of the road.
I can't speak to the rattlesnakes.
Yeah.
Anyway, that concludes my report.
Very good. Any questions?
Good afternoon, trustees, President Corkins, Chancellor Bloomberg. You have the Bakersfield College report and board docs as well. There's several highlights in there from commencement, including the first cohort of rising scholars from Bakersfield College that had 12 graduates. In addition to that, some things that have happened since, well, actually one that is highlighted in there was that the Child Development Program earned accreditation through the National Association for the Education of Young Children, NACCE, which recognizes their hard work and their commitment to high standards of excellence. And then yesterday, many of you were there, but we did have the opportunity to celebrate the opening of the new gym and the dedication to the weight room in honor of Coach Carl Bowser. So those were both great attendance at a great event. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, President Corkins, trustees, Chancellor Bloomberg. You have the college report before you. I'm pleased to share we had a tremendous and exciting commencement. There has been re-envisioning of the actual ceremony, and the focal point is the students, but we have been able to streamline, not duplicate effort, and really working on enhancing the experience for all for the commencement ceremony. Throughout that process, though, I do want to say that students remain our focus and we remain grounded in our core mission and providing wraparound services to students with resources and support for their accomplishments. I want to thank Trustee Corkins, Trustee Diaz, and Chancellor Bloomberg for attending the commencement ceremony. We are full force and working on our summer projects. This is the time for us to really look at facilities, gearing up for summer school, which for us starts on Monday, as well as the fall term. To date for fall enrollment, now there are still fluctuations. We are up about 8.7% compared to 2024. And we still haven't included our dual enrollment registrations at this point. For the first time ever at Portable College, this is a student project. We have our very first student mural. We've never had anything like that before, and this came from the students. So I want to thank Fine Arts. I want to thank the dean from that area, as well as the students who engaged in that process. We will do an unveiling sometime in the fall semester. We have also kicked off our centennial planning because we will be celebrating our 100th year in a couple of years. So we have community members and we have campus constituents who are involved in that process. Thank you.
Thank you. Chancellor.
Trustee Corkins, members of the board, the chancellor's report is contained within board docs. Couple of quick things. The board might recall that when we had expansion opportunities for early college, we stated to the board that we would come back in spring and then issue a final report in June. I wanted the board to know that we're moving that final report to September. Our data is not complete, and I did not want to present the board with a report that still did not reflect spring enrollment. So I wanted the board president and board members to know that we'll give full and comprehensive report about early college enrollment once we've finished with all the numbers from the current academic year. In addition to that, I just want to recognize our campus leadership, our faculty, our staff on the conclusion of another great year. It was my honor to attend commencements and to see our students at the pinnacle of their success, and want to thank our college leadership and our college communities for all the amazing work that they do. Congratulations to everyone. Trustee Corkins, that concludes the chancellor's report.
Very good, thank you. Student trustee, why don't you lead us off?
Thank you. I want to thank everyone for welcoming me back again to the seat. It truly is a privilege to be among you. This month is Pride Month, and Porterville College is excited to start off their new during the summer, and they held an event during April where more students were in attendance. And Saracoso also hosted a Pride karaoke that are welcome to all students. And Bakersfield College Student Government Association also are holding, they held 4 Pride Month events, but now they're down to 2 because the days passed. And BCSJ has during the summer been able to get a total of 15 members to join. So they are almost to a full cabinet again, and I'm really excited about that. And as per me, I am 5 pages deep in the student trustee handbook. Getting there, I promise. But yeah, that is my report. Thank you.
I want to just thank Dr. Hancock for making the trip to Tehachapi to speak to Rotary. I know that we are really eager to see that project take shape and have a local option for our students that is new and different and going to soon be brick and mortar while we have the temporary space for the short term. I also wanted to say what a privilege it was to be able to be in attendance at Saracosa's commencement ceremony. And just a couple of things I wanted to note. I was really impressed with the number, not only the numbers of dual enrollment students, but some of the areas where that dual enrollment is really building momentum. I'm pleased to report that I saw a lot from Cal City. We've always had a strong contingent from Tehachapi, but I think again, where those communities are rural and access to higher education is a challenge. I think it's really important that we're bringing it to the campuses there at the high school. Also wanted to just give a shout out to as a student that I saw across the stage, and after he walked off the stage, I realized he was completing his sophomore year. He had just received his degree at Saracosa. So that was just really exciting to see our young people being able to pursue that higher education at whatever level they're capable of achieving that. So it was just thrilling to see that and be there with everyone. Lastly, I just want to commend the team that was up here for the photo and that CISOA award. I think that we continue to lead in innovation. We have a long legacy of that, and it's just really wonderful to see not only that happening, but to see it being acknowledged by our peers.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say thank you for the great presentation yesterday, ribbon cutting at sports. That was a pretty impressive thing. Whole campus just, I don't know whether it was a mistake or what happened, but got in a cart with this young fella and he accidentally made a wrong turn. I got quite a tour of the college. I mean, quite a tour. We went all over that thing and it was impressive. I couldn't help notice the progress that's being made for the student housing up there. And I don't live in that area of town, so I don't get up that way very often, but they're really moving along on it. And I'm hoping or wondering if, are we gonna do a ribbon cutting that?
Trustee Carter, we will, when we're finished with completion, we will absolutely be doing a ribbon cutting.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that too. Any other thing you want to cut a ribbon to, I'd like to come.
Trustee Mead.
I had a phone call this morning from a senior administrator at the Kern High School District who was at the college yesterday for the ribbon cutting and the celebration. And he said, I don't know who to talk to, but I just want to pass on that that was the most organized, beautiful event I've ever been to. And if I could get the name of the lady, which is me, we'd love to hire her. And I said, I think you have the wrong number. But that was really well done, and it's nice that people are recognizing.
Trustee Diaz.
Yeah, I just want to echo what, the trustees have been saying and Chancellor, and just want to send a special shout out to all the faculty. I mean, I'm an educator myself, so anytime you finish a year, you're like, yes, we finished, and thank God that we finished. And so I just want to congratulate Porterville College. I was at your graduation, Primavera, fantastic, and I'm sure BC and Saracosa had fantastic graduations as well. But I want to send out a special shout out to the faculty, to our administrators, to our administrative team, to especially the motor. And I think the motor behind all this is our classified staff, man, because they get overlooked a lot of the times. But I do want to send a special shout out to all of you guys for completing the year and having a fantastic year. I also want to, I see Dr. Jimenez back there. I got some good news yesterday. I don't know if you guys are aware, but our high school students for the past couple of years, they applied to all these universities, right? And all these universities want their transcript. And they're taking all these BC classes, so they have to send a BC transcript to that university. And our students had to pay. And okay, CSUB wants to transcript, Fresno State wants to transcript, UCLA wants to transcript. And so they're having to pay for all these dang transcripts. But Dr. Jimenez informed me yesterday that through Parchment, now our students are gonna be able to get free transcripts, and that's a game changer for us. So Dr. Jimenez, thank you so much. I know you guys are working hard behind the scenes, and we're just excited about, this upcoming year. So thank you.
Very good. Trustee Jimenez.
I attended the Bakersfield College graduation and the pre-commencements, and as always, it's a privilege to attend those and to see the students walking through the stage. And I also attended a Mocha 10th year anniversary, and it was great to see the difference that that program has made in many students' life over the last 10 years. So it was fantastic to attend those events. And I spend a lot of time on social media, and I have noticed that the three colleges have been posting more often. So I really appreciate seeing posts from both Bakersfield College, or Coastal, and also Porterville College. It keeps me up to date to about all the events and news that happen. So thank you. And Nina, you did a wonderful job yesterday with your team at the ribbon cutting. And I don't remember having a groundbreaking ceremony for the student housing, right? We didn't have a groundbreaking, or are we planning to do groundbreaking for student housing?
Already broken.
It's already broken, so it's a little bit too late.
Do it when we're done.
Yeah,
Let's finish.
right. So that concludes my report.
Trustee Gomez Heisman.
Well, kudos to our fraud team, and I agree with both what John Corkins said. It's hard to get a sense of everybody who was involved in that, so it's good to see. It's across the district, and I know that there are a lot of people in admissions and records and counseling and faculty who are also involved, and seeing that we made a huge dent, but it was IR who brought it home. So thank you for that. And I think we ought to get that message out to our elected officials, because sometimes they think that we're not doing anything, but we did a lot. We got credit for doing a lot. This is the time of year that the California Community College Trustee Board sends out a call for nominations for a student trustee representative. And I think we're all saying our student trustee is just the best that there ever was. So I'm just kind of putting it out there that I'm going to send trustee Seha Miranda the information, and I'll send that to Chancellor Bloomberg as well. To maybe she might be interested in being the student representative on the state community college trustee board. Just saying.
Very good. Thank you all for your comments. It was a great event yesterday, as you've heard Stacy already. Did get to experience something that we send these guys all over the country to drum for. They were loud, but they were good. So, but it was good. I know that we're spending money on a real thing when we send them around our budget. So no, it was very well done, and you're to be congratulated. Echoing trustee Meek's comments on the budget. The budget had a different look this year. We've had very productive meetings with Melissa. She and her staff done a very good job. Behind the scenes, which not the general public will know, and most of the trustees are aware, but we found other issues in spending and how we handle our business and so forth. So we continue to streamline that. You and your people do, and it's been very well received because it's very important to us. Fiscal is a major requirement of being a trustee. And when we're not up on where our fiscal house should be or isn't in order, it becomes a real concern, at least to me. I feel more comfortable about the budget than I have in some time, and I'm very comfortable about what's going on over there. So thank you again for that. Graduations again are always an important event, and we appreciate it all. I got to go to Porterville. That was my 19th graduation. I never did go through any of my college graduations, undergrad, grad, none of them, but I've done 19. My chancellor didn't believe me, but I had to count. That was 19. Aaron did an outstanding job taking Primavera spot, Ryan. But it was very well done. That's very efficient. Lastly, next month, well, not next month, in a couple of weeks, we will meet again. And on that meeting, we will have a number of events to consider. Chancellor's review will be on the agenda. The board discussed the review today, so it will be an open session item to discuss. Any members of the board would like to comment publicly at that time, which we will do. And we appreciate all the things the chancellor is doing. I'm sure you've all heard about numerous issues that are going on in the district. And it's not pleasant. It's not easy, but it's business. And you just have to take care of the business of education and the business of running our colleges. We're very comfortable with the man at the helm, Chancellor Bloomberg. With that, we'll see you in a couple of weeks, and have a good rest of your day. Thank you.